tell me what the benefit is, and tell the audience what the benefit is of going through a collaborative process as opposed to the arbitration, mitigation, litigation.
Okay, great. So the benefits are confidentiality, respect, peace of mind, interest of the children. The children are best protected in a collaborative process.
And you know what I found out?
Yeah.
And I've seen this. Even when your parents get divorced and you're an adult, it kind of messes you up as an adult that your parents have separated, because it's almost, and I've had people say to me, Mother Love, I feel like I've been violated and lied to by my parents, by both of them. Because I'm like, honey, you're 37 years old. You know, if this is not working for them, why are you bent out of shape about this? And you find out that people it doesn't matter how old you are. When your parents split up or a business falls apart after so many years, people are devastated by this, even as adults. What's the difference in dealing with small children and dealing with adult children, even though they're adults? They're 37 years old. You know, they got their own family. And they're telling their children, well, you know, grandma and grandpa, they're not going to be living together. And that's a whole different dynamic. So that brings in a whole nother set of issues. And you can deal with that as well?
Yes, because we have a team. We've got the mental health professionals there, and we have been trained to listen and deal with. For example, you know, our lawyers, some of them became collaborative lawyers because of what they've seen litigation do to children. You know, one of us saw a teenager commit suicide during divorce, and that was it for her. She didn't want to do litigation anymore. Or, you know...
you just really went there. Can I ask you, because you said you were a pre-med student, and you were going through a divorce with your 2 small children, pregnant with your 3rd baby, and you saw the ugly that was going on, and you were like, you know what? I need to go to law school to figure out how to do this so that my children, I take that back, so that our children will not suffer. And it seems like to me, you loved him enough as the father of your children to say, I don't want you going through this ugly. Where does that passion come from? And how do you take that and make that work with your clients?
Okay, great. So my passion comes from my years of working on myself to realize, to really love all people and stand for the dignity of human being. And that is what collaborative process brings out the best in people, because we treat people as respectful people, and we provide them what they need while they're going through this process. Now, collaborative process, it does not work for everyone. You need to have 2 parties being willing to do this collaboratively. If you have one side who's just not willing and wants to destroy the other, then obviously you can't do it collaboratively. Both parties need to be willing to have a peaceful, respectful process. They don't have to not be angry. They can be angry. They can be resentful. They can be upset.
Okay, those are all normal human emotions when a relationship is breaking up. And it seems to me that this would be the smartest, peaceful way to dissolve a relationship when it breaks up, whether it's divorce, whether it's a business relationship, whatever the situation is. When you say that both parties have to be, what stops that other party from saying, you know, I want to make sure that this is okay? I'm going to bring up a point that's going on right now. You know, the singer Usher? Okay, you know, he's going through a really difficult divorce.
Yeah.
And his I don't know if they're divorced, but you know, they're going through that. And not too long ago, I think last week, her oldest son that she had before she married him, was hit in the head by a jet ski. They just determined that this young man, he's 11 years old, is brain dead. Now, they've been going through this really, really ugly, evil divorce.
Yeah.
Would a collaborative process divorce be what they could get involved in?
Absolutely.
Because, you know, I mean, she was like, no, you know what, I'm taking these boys, I want all your money, I want what. Nobody was expecting her son and his stepson to have to go through this horrific thing.
Yes.
And the insurance company is now saying to them, well, we're just not going to keep paying for him to be on life support. She's going, I want a miracle. I believe in miracles. My baby could wake up, and they're going, this child is brain dead. And he has softened in this. And it seems like to me this would be like a perfect situation for the two of them to get involved in, because there are children involved. He does love this 11-year-old boy.
Yes.
He wants to make sure, and it's one thing to go through this, privately, but here's a public figure. And I'm sure he doesn't even know about this. And that's why I brought that up, because my heart is breaking for both of them. She as a mother, he as a son. I couldn't even imagine what they are going through, and then they're going through this ugly divorce.
Yes,
they could come to you.
Absolutely.
See, Ursha, I'm looking out for you, baby. Tamika, I'm looking out for you. I got Michelle in here because it's a way for you guys to resolve this for the sake of the children and for the sake of the both of you.
Absolutely. Look, love is healing. Can you imagine? They need a lot of love and support. They do need the support, and they don't need to be prepared for a war right now.
That's yes.
Okay.
And when I first saw that, and I knew that you were coming on, and I brought that up because I want them to know that there's another way. You don't have to go through this ugly, and not just for Usher and Tamika, but there are other people that are going through really nasty, ugly. I was talking about this the other day. Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes just got divorced, and they were like, she announced it on day 1, day 11, they got all the stuff situated. And I don't know what they did, but people should take a point from. I think they went through Did they call you? Don't tell me you can't tell about a client. But it seems like they went through a collaborative process. That's why I wanted to know, if you're even going through ugly, can you stop that and say, I'm going to call Michelle, and I'm going to call the collaborative process divorce, and I want to go through this. They can do that. Yes,
they owe it to themselves to give themselves the opportunity and have that conversation with the other spouse.
It's so many people, and with the divorce, what is the divorce rate in this country now? Like over 50%?
I think so.
That's ridiculous. That's just crazy. How do you? We got to take a break, and when we come back, I want to talk to you about the mental health aspect of dealing with this and why it's important to have a mental health person on that team, because most attorneys in divorce or whatever, you never hear about they got a mental health professional on. They just like, let me suck all the money out of you I can. We'll be back in studio. With me is Michelle Donashad, and she is, you've probably not heard of this, she is a collaborative process divorce attorney. You want to separate, you don't have to do it in an ugly manner. We'll be back after this.